Uptown Dragon, read by the author and illustrator Marlon McKenney. For hundreds of years, people have claimed to see flying objects with strange lights shooting across the Earth's sky. While most believe these to be random objects like airplanes and satellites, some scientists think they could be spaceships and aliens from other planets. One extraordinary day, a strange object fell to the Earth from space, something amazing and fantastic that would change the lives of everyone, but especially a 10-year-old boy living in the inner city. It was a Friday afternoon, and a young boy named Kamal was playing basketball down the block from where he lived. Kamal was practicing his three-point jump shot, eager to join his school's basketball team, when he heard a loud noise coming from above. As Kamal turned around, he saw a glowing green light falling from the sky. The basketball fell from his hands as he looked into the distance to see where the strange object landed. Whoa, what was that? Kamal wondered. Kamal hopped on his bike and jetted in the direction where the object landed. He pedaled faster and faster as he weaved through the city streets, zipping past the restaurants, barbershops, and corner stores in the neighborhood. Is it a meteor? Is it a spaceship? What could it be? Kamal thought. He arrived at a dark alley where the ground was shattered from the impact of the space object. Kamal crept toward the large crater in the middle of the alley, peered over the side, and saw an incredible green glowing sphere with smoke still coming from it. I gotta post this online. A green glowing space rock? This'll go viral for sure. Kamal then took a few pictures of the crater with his phone and tucked the warm, lumpy space rock inside his backpack. It felt as if a couple of heavy bricks were weighing him down, but Kamal was too excited to care. Kamal shot out of the alley on his bike, racing the few short blocks to his home. He slid his bike to a stop in front of his apartment and saw his mother holding a big bag of groceries. Kamal, his mother said, "Help me with these groceries. I need to hurry up and fix dinner." "Mom, you won't believe what happened," Kamal said, gasping for breath. "I found a rock from outer space." "Sure you did," said Kamal's mom, rolling her eyes. "Let's eat dinner and talk about this dog you want so badly." Kamal locked his bike, grabbed the groceries from his mother's arms, and they both went upstairs to their third-floor apartment. Kamal's mother cooked dinner while Kamal put his backpack and the space rock in his room. As they sat down to eat dinner, Kamal's mother placed her hand on his shoulder and began to speak softly. "Kamal, I'm sorry, baby. The building doesn't allow dogs." Kamal's heart sank. "Maybe you can get a fish," she said. Kamal sat quietly, soaking in his chair from disappointment. He had asked his mother several times for a dog, and now it seemed that he would never have one. After dinner, Kamal went to his room to get a closer look at his new treasure. As he peeked into his room, he saw the space rock split in two pieces and a creepy green slime oozing out of it. Suddenly, he heard something shuffling under his bed. Kamal slowly peeled back the covers and saw what appeared to be a big lizard with wings. Kamal froze with panic. The strange creature crept next to him and licked the side of his face, tickling him until he giggled. Kamal petted the creature on his head until it smiled and panted like a newborn puppy. After playing with the little creature for an hour, Kamal noticed it nibbling on his bed sheets. He must be hungry, thought Kamal. Kamal bolted to the kitchen and came back with milk and bread for his new little friend. The animal swallowed the milk in seconds and gobbled down the bread. "Wow, little guy, you must have been really hungry," Kamal said. After he finished eating, Kamal gently held the creature in his arms, rubbed his head, and petted him again and again. The animal seemed to like it. Kamal carefully placed him in a cardboard box with blankets for him to sleep. "Little buddy, what should I call you?" Kamal asked. "I know, I'll call you Ziggy." Kamal woke up early the next morning and shrieked when he saw the cardboard box broken apart. Ziggy had grown overnight to the size of a full-grown dog. How did this happen? How am I going to hide Ziggy from my mom? Kamal worried. There is no way I'm posting Ziggy's picture online. They'll take you away from me for sure if they found out about you. Kamal put on his clothes and waited for his mother to begin cleaning the apartment. As the noisy vacuum began to whirl, Kamal quietly snuck Ziggy past his mother and down the stairs to the front of the house. From there, the two friends set off to the basketball courts. They arrived bright and early at the nearby basketball court. There, Kamal taught Ziggy the fun and exciting basketball tricks he had practiced all week. Ziggy seemed to be a quick learner, easily performing the moves that Kamal taught him. When people in the neighborhood happened to see Kamal playing with Ziggy, they assumed Ziggy was a weird and strange-looking dog. After a long day of playing, Kamal took Ziggy home and snuck him back into his room. The next morning, when Kamal woke up, Ziggy had grown even bigger, reaching the size of a full-grown horse. Ziggy, where am I going to hide you? Kamal wondered. If someone finds you, they'll take you away for sure. Kamal didn't know what to do. He couldn't hide Ziggy in his bedroom at that size. Kamal walked back and forth, thinking and tapping his chin, then finally threw his hands in the air. I know what to do, Kamal said. I'm going to teach you how to fly. Kamal took Ziggy to the rooftop of his apartment through the fire escape. He wanted to teach Ziggy how to fly, but soon realized this was not an easy task. Kamal moved around, flapping his arms like a bird, hoping Ziggy would pick it up. Ziggy flapped his large wings the way Kamal showed him. However, it seemed he could not fly. No matter how hard Ziggy tried, he couldn't get his body in the air. What are we going to do if you can't learn to fly? Kamal feared. Tired of all the effort, Kamal led Ziggy back down the fire escape to the side alley of his building, hoping no one would see them there. Ziggy, you can't stay in my room anymore, Kamal said. You're too big. You need to sleep here and I'll come by in the morning to get you. Ziggy looked sad. Kamal led Ziggy to an old dumpster in the hopes of hiding him inside. As they opened the dumpster, garbage collectors coming to pick up the trash spotted them. Oh my God! A dragon! Help! Help! Screamed the garbage man. Ziggy and Kamal stumbled out of the street and heard a loud whoop whoop. Kamal turned and saw a police car driving toward them with a red and blue flashing light. Ziggy was not a secret anymore. Dozens of police cars began chasing Kamal and Ziggy through the city streets. Kamal jumped on Ziggy's back as Ziggy ran and flapped his wings. Hey kid, get away from that monster, one cop yelled. I think I saw him eat someone, another officer shouted. Frightened by the shriek of the police sirens, Ziggy bolted down the street, flapping his wings, but could only get a few feet in the air. Without warning, a huge explosion rocked Kamal and Ziggy. Ziggy let out an ominous roar. Kamal turned around to see a pack of heavy armored vehicles pursuing and attacking them. As Kamal clutched Ziggy's horns for balance, a strange feeling of weightlessness washed over him. Ziggy's wings began to steady and Kamal felt fresh air blowing in his face. Ziggy was finally flying. Kamal smiled with delight as they swooped above the buildings, hoping to get away. A buzzing noise in the distance grew louder. That's when Kamal noticed a group of helicopters headed straight for them. As Ziggy curved left, the helicopters went left. When Ziggy hooked right, the helicopters did too. Military troops began to assemble in the streets. Ziggy dashed back to the roof of Kamal's apartment. The helicopters and military units followed them across the neighborhood to the roof. They were trapped. The troops were gonna get them, for sure. Before the armed forces could close in, a woman dressed in a white top ran onto the scene, stopping them. It was Kamal's mother. She stood between Kamal and the police. "This is my son," she yelled. "Put down your weapons." Kamal jumped off of Ziggy and hugged his mother. "Don't hurt Ziggy," Kamal cried. "We need to kill it before it hurts someone," the officer yelled. "He's not dangerous, just a little frightened. I think he's from another planet," Kamal sniffled. "Another planet?" the officer's voice squeaked. "We need to destroy it before it destroys us." Suddenly, with a blinding green light, In a gust of wind, an enormous silver and yellow spaceship appeared, hovering soundlessly above the rooftop of Kamal's home. A green pulsing light radiated from the ship across the roof and sky, freezing the armed forces and helicopters in mid-air. Everyone around them was suspended in time except for Ziggy, Kamal, and his mother. "What's going on?" Kamal's mother yelled. That's when Kamal noticed the same green light he once saw in the sky, the spaceship's light, and Ziggy were all the same color. Ziggy looked up at the light, smiled, and let out a roar. "Is this where you came from?" Kamal asked. Ziggy dipped his head. That's when Kamal knew he needed to say goodbye to his friend. An enormous door opened from the bottom of the spacecraft and Ziggy swooped inside. The spaceship then lifted into the air and disappeared into the sky. Once it was gone, the troops were able to move again, but Ziggy was nowhere to be seen. "Kamal," his mother said, "why didn't you tell me about Ziggy?" "I don't know, Mom. I was scared I would get in trouble," Kamal whispered. "Baby, you can tell me anything. I'll always love you, and I'll always help you, no matter what." "I'm sorry, Mom. Do you think we'll ever see Ziggy again?" Kamal asked. Kamal's mother looked deep into his eyes and said, "After a day like this, anything is possible."